How's it going, guys? This is X here bringing you week 4 of the PMC Team Builder against the Dallas Manectrics and LuckyLadTV. His YouTube link will be in the description first and foremost, so make sure you go check out his channel and stuff. So, yeah, you can see his team, and in my opinion, I think it's a really good team. It's very interesting, and I don't mean interesting in a bad way, I mean interesting in a really good way. That is Charizard Y, by the way. That's not regular Charizard. I just couldn't find the Pokemon Shuffle for Charizard Y. I don't even think they had one. They had one for Charizard X, but not Charizard Y. So that's unfortunate. But that is a Charizard Y, and you can see the Sun cohesion with the Victory Bell. He actually originally had a Venusaur, but Venusaur doesn't get Weather Ball and Chlorophyll like in conjunction. You can't run those two with each other. So yes, we ended up getting Victory Bell, which is actually pretty scary in that with the Chlorophyll. It's not very fast, but the Chlorophyll does double its speed. And he's got the Sand as well with the Tyranitar and Excadrill, which is one of the most scary combos as far as, dual threats, together. They do share a few weaknesses, though, like water, fighting, ground, stuff like that. But yeah, so let's go through his team individually. He's got the Tyranitar, obviously, a Sand Setter. Which is very powerful, can be Dragon Dance, can also be bulky if you want, and yeah, it sets up the Sand form for his next Pokemon, the Excadrill, which is very strong. That thing hits really hard, and you don't really want to switch out, because if it gets a Swords Dance up, it doesn't matter who you bring in, it's basically just going to destroy it. So yeah, Excadrill is definitely a threat. Also gets Rocks and Rapid Spin, which is great for Charizard Y there. Next up, Milotic, very bulky Pokemon. I don't like using Milotic myself, just because I really don't like using things like Milotic. For some reason, I like Jellicent, but not Milotic. I don't know. It's different. So I feel like Milotic has always been just like the popular bulky water, and Suicune. Like, I don't like using either of those, because they're so predictable. So is Jellicent, but still, I don't like using Milotic. So. But I mean, it's still great. It's still a great Pokemon to use. I hate using it because I know how devastating it can be for my opponent. But I'm the opponent who has to face it. So yeah, very bulky. So then you got the Klefki, just so annoying to deal with, to be honest. The Prankster just makes it such a problem. Like, you don't expect it to be, just because something isn't an offensive threat doesn't mean it's not a threat. Because, if it sets up hazards, if it sets up spikes, it could just be the defining plays of the game with the spikes. So, also gets Prankster T-Wave, gets just a bunch of different stuff. So, dual screens as well. Sub Calm Mind if he wants to do that, but yeah, next up, Azelf. Azelf is really annoying. It's very powerful, and it's very fast. For example, I think, yeah, it was week 2 where Lucky actually led off with it against the Seismitoad. He went for Energy Ball and OHKO'd the Seismitoad, and then his opponent brought in Malamar and OHKO'd the Malamar Signal Beam. So, like, going into turn 3, or at the end of turn 2, it was 6-4, and he still had a full health Azelf left. So, like, he had 6 Pokemon all at full health, and his opponent had 4 Pokemon at full health. Literally the best start you could have had. So Azelf, I think he might bring it, he might not, but it's a threat no matter what. It does get knockoff, which is annoying for my Gligar, but yeah. So biggest threat, Charizard Y. I have no switch-ins, period. You'd think, Jellicent's a switch-in, but Solar Beam, so it's so powerful, dude. Like, it also gets Flame Charge, so if you switch out and it gets a Flame Charge up, boosting its speed, it's so strong in the sun. Like, a Fire Blast just destroys things. Like, I've used this thing a few times, as, like, recently. You think you're switching to Charizard, but you're not. Like, a Tentacle switches in, it takes, like, a clean 30% from Fire Blast, if it's max specially defensive. And that's not really a lot of damage, but seeing how Tentacruel's only recovery would be Black Sludge, or leftovers, that's good damage. So, and then its water weakness is kind of, not as bad in the sun, so that's cool. Yeah, very, very powerful Pokemon. It's also got decent attack as well. So, like, if there's anything that's really specially defensive, but, you can just go for Flare Blitz. Flare Blitz does a lot to everything anyway, so, yeah, except for Suicune, but, Solar Beam. Anyway, Victreebel, again, Victreebel is really scary. It honestly is. Growth in the sun boosts your attack and special attack by 2, which is really good with Charizard Y. Like, if you sack off Charizard Y to get the sun up, you have 5 full turns of sun with Victreebel. You can just growth up and then just sweep a team. That's how scary it is. It also gets knockoff. And it's just a huge threat. Weather Ball in the sun does a lot of damage, so, steel types are not a switching. So yeah, Porygon 2 is also his next Pokemon. Very, very bulky. It's a great, forms a great pair with, or forms a great core with Milotic, and Klefki in there just makes it really annoying, So yeah, gets Recover, gets Trace. Yeah, it's very annoying. Only thing is that you can Toxic it, and that's just fine. So you just gotta wait for it to die. Because Toxic does take a long time to die, but it won't have recovery outside of Recover because it will need a TV light. So yeah, Venomoth. Up next, I had that thing in my very first league that I recorded for YouTube. Didn't really use it much. I can see why he picked it up. It's got decent typing with Poison Bug. 4 times resists, fighting types, which is great. And it's Quiver Dance, Baton Pass. No, I think it can only go for Agility. I don't think you can go for Quiver Dance and Baton Pass. But it also gets Sleep Powder. It can be a setup sweeper. It gets Roost. It gets Defog. It gets Toxic Spikes. It's great. But it most of the time it's hard to put on a team. Like, it's a lot of different things. A lot of other things do what it does, but they're just usually better to bring. So yeah. Next up, Jordagon. Physically defensive is crap, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna bring it, but there's not much I can do about it. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. It's also pretty powerful. Base 120 attack plus sheer force. That's pretty annoying to deal with. So last but not least, he has the Throw. Originally that was Primeape, but he put Throw on it. I had already built my team, and then I saw he had Throw. I'm like, well, that doesn't really change much. That just kind of, takes away one of his Scarf threats. But Throw can be interesting in certain scenarios. It can, bulk up and stuff, but not expecting him to bring it. Although it might come. Does it get knockoff? I'll look that up later. So anyway, let's get right into the team we are bringing. Right there. Is that showing up? It's not. Okay. Let me just wait. Why aren't you showing up? Did I? Okay, well, I apparently forgot to put it in. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I fixed it. Alright, so we're here. First Pokemon I decided to bring was Chubbs. I needed something for Excadrill. So yeah, I bought Chubbs. Physically defensive, Defog, Roost, Stealth Rocks, and Earthquake and Stealth Rocks. And yeah, could not bring immunity because I needed Defog for this team. So well, I just like Defog in general. So yeah, and Sandvale also helps me in case he wants to bring the Sand with Tyranitar. We can get the evasiveness boost, which might actually come in clutch. So yeah, that's that with this. Yeah, not much to say. Again, it's great for Excadrill. It's great for Tyranitar. Great for Jordagon. But yeah, basically just there to get a procs and hopefully wall the Excadrill to all hell and back. So yeah, next up we have Triggered, the Tauros. I'm actually bringing it this week. I initially had Scarfed Rotom Heat because I felt like that could put in work, but Scarfed Excadrill actually outspeeds it anyway and kills it with Mold Breaker EQ. So yeah, I mean, not much I can do about that. Also, Tyranitar is a great switch in. And it's always mind games with Rotom Heat because most teams have a ground type and a water resist, and a fire resist. So, like he has Milotic, so Milotic and Excadrill form a great pair. I'd have to get several 50-50s correct in order to beat his team with Rotom Heat, and yeah, so yeah, basically yeah. Rock Climb for a normal stab does a lot of damage with the sheer force. Earthquake is great. Rock Tomb, because it actually has a chance to miss. It has less of a chance to miss than Rock Slide, and Rock Tomb with the sheer force boost easily Yoko's Charizard Y, and then Outrage. Just because there was really nothing left or nothing else, so I just decided to put Outrage on there for the Dredagon. So next up, Lumberry Hitmonlee with Unburden, Close Combat, Rock Slide, Knockoff, Mach Punch. Enough speed to outspeed a max speed Victory Bell with the Sun. So once I get the Unburden boost, obviously, so my speed will be doubled, and I'll still be able to outspeed the Victory Bell. So that's cool. Close Combat, Rock Slide, Knockoff, Mach Punch. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory, pretty straightforward. I'm gonna be able to switch, not really switch into Milotic, because I can't take that many Scalds, but if I'm in against Milotic, I can Close Combat, hope he Scald Burns me, so I can pop the Lum, get the speed boost with Unburden. Oh, this actually isn't, my apologies, you actually can't see the full spread, can you? Oh, you see the rest of the team. Oh well, that's whatever. Alright, good enough. Actually, no, let's try to, I'm sorry. Just, okay. Good enough. Okay, so yeah, like I said, knockoff for the Zelf, for the Porygon 2 if I need to, but yeah, it's like one of my only things to actually deal with Porygon 2. So, yeah, so whatever. Yeah, pretty straightforward. I think this thing is my biggest threat because of my opponent's team. You know, Excadrill and Tyranitar are weak to fighting, so is Porygon 2, and yeah. So, next up is the Tornadus with Focus Blast, Hurricane, Grass Knot, Rain Dance, Prankster, Life Orb. Let me see. What did I have enough? I think I have enough speed to outspeed an Excadrill. Yeah. So I'm not gonna be able to outspeed an his elf at all, but yeah, or unless it's not speed invested, but still, I don't think that's gonna happen. Focus Blast, Hurricane, Grass Knot, Rain Dance. By the way, little plug here while you're watching, if you still are. One shout out to Ryan Cahill for helping me team build, because that was great. This team actually didn't really take very long to build. I kind of just made it, and then, or I made it, and I battled him with you know, with the Manectrics team and stuff, and then anyway, so yeah, this thing's great. Rain Dance is there to get rid of the weather and also gets my Hurricanes to be hitting, because I kind of want that. Focus Blast is a bit annoying because it's probably not going to hit ever, but I wasn't going to bring Superpower because I knew I wanted Hurricane. So yeah, I wanted to try to bring Tornadus, and then Grass Knot obviously for the Milotic. So Teardrop, Rindo Berry to take the Solar Beam from the Charizard Y, or the Grass type move from the Victory Bell with Toxic Recover, Scald, and Ice Beam. Solar Beam doesn't really do that much. If it's timid, it can't really do a KOS with Solar Beam because of the Rindo Berry. So yeah. Or Spadef, and why is this 5? Okay, good enough. Alright, okay, let's see. Oh, yeah. Alright, last but not least, we have Greninja, Life Orb, Torrent, of course, Hydro Pump, Dark Pulse, Grass Knot, Ice Beam. Grass Knot only does like 40% to Spadef Milotic, but I feel like he's gonna bring physically defensive Milotic to take on my Mega Scizor, which you can see I'm not bringing, but yeah. Just wanted to say I'm not bringing Mega Scizor because of the Charizard Y, obviously, because the Zelf is gonna definitely bring Flamethrower for it. I can't really do much to the Klefki. My Milotic can also Scald Burn me. Like I could do the same thing with my Milotic, or with what I did last week with the Suicune, you know, being able to outspeed it and sub up and take a Scald, but ultimately that's not really going to be worth it for this battle. I just feel like, so, yeah, so that's a team. I feel like it's a pretty good team. Just want to say, I initially had Assault Vest Kyurem here, to take on Charizard Y, because I needed an answer for Charizard Y, but, yeah, I ended up changing it because Assault Vest Kyurem does take hits well, but it's a Charizard Y, so, I don't know, it's a little harder, so, anyway, that's gonna be the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button. I'm not too hyped, or I'm hyped for this battle, definitely, but I'm not too, you know, I'm not sure if I'm gonna win or not, because, I don't know. Lucky's either 2-1 or 3-0. I'm guessing he's 3-0 because last I checked he was 2-0, so, yeah, it's definitely gonna be a scary battle here. He's got a really good team, and, you know, we're just gonna have to try our best, and you know what? As long as we don't make any, like, terrible misplays, I'm not gonna be mad with it, even if we lose. But I'm still gonna try very hard, and I think we can win, but it's really gonna be hard because I didn't really take much time in this team builder, because, like, there's not much else to do with this team. So, you know, I'm not gonna bring the Clefable because Excadrill. I'm not gonna bring the, you know, not gonna bring the Magnezone because of Excadrill, and other things, and, you know, I don't know. Yeah, so anyway, that's gonna be the video. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button, and I will see you guys next time.